Alright, welcome to Trails from Zero Part 1. For all of you who skipped Part 0, let me reiterate that full spoilers are in effect for Trails in the Sky. I assume you've either played the Sky games yourself or you watched me play them. And only those. Any games that came out after Zero don't exist in this playthrough. Also, the other thing to note and keep in mind is, again, this is not the final version. We're still in beta, we're at 0.96, so some things may be subject to change. In case you see any weirdness, you know. But let's jump into the game. Actually, I want to go into load, because we want to load my clear data. Go to first save. Here we go. Carry over all the goodness. A couple of these don't matter. And play on normal. Well, Tio. As expected, the higher elements, time, space, and mirage are indeed present, just like the tower and temple. I feared as much. This will be a difficult operation. Guess that means we'll run into more supernatural scum, huh? Man, I'm getting chills down my spine already. Understood. Knowing our enemy, they'll try to ambush us. Everyone, keep your eyes peeled. Right! Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we call in media res. Get a little preview for later in the game. As you can see, things are very, very smooth. 8 times multi-sample anti-aliasing. We're running at 60 for recording purposes, but you can run it higher if you want. What in the world? The shaft looks never ending. Where does it lead? From up here, I'm guessing it's at least a good 500 yards deep. Man, it's gonna be a pain in the ass getting all the way down there. Tio, what's wrong? Are you alright? You look so pale. I'm fine. It's just that this place triggered some unpleasant memories. Does it remind you of that place? You mean those bastards' hideout at the Republic's western border? Yes. Maybe this shaft was built to be a staircase toward Gehenna, where Adios was renounced and the devils were worshipped. And to gain their trust, they sacrificed humans under the veil of ceremonies. Disgusting. That explains the smell. In that case, I think our mission is clear. For the sake of those who've helped us come this far, and for the girl who's waiting for us to come home, it's our duty to shatter these delusions and drag them out into the light. And with that, we'll put an end to all the suffering they've caused. Lloyd. Sheesh, Lloyd. If it ain't the smell here that's gonna off me, it'll be one of your cheesy speeches. But I'm with you on this one. Let's give him hell. Same here. Our enemy is like a spider, hiding in the shadows and pulling the strings of its web. But we've come a long way. We can bring them to justice. Indeed. We cannot be defeated. Alright, time to get going then. The 4 of us, members of the Crossbell Police Department Special Support Section, will now commence the infiltration and settle this case once and for all. Find me. It was a dream. Where am I? Oh, right. I said goodbye to my aunt and uncle, double-checked all my luggage, boarded the train, and... Are you alright, dear? Jolted right awake, you did. Nightmare get you? Oh, no, I'm fine. Just a little sleep-deprived, that's all. Although I had the strangest dream. Haha, a dream, eh? Were you perhaps being swarmed by hordes of sexy ladies? What? No, can't say it was that good of a dream. Enough, don't tease the poor boy, dear. How about a cold lemonade to perk you up? I have some chilled inside this bottle. Oh, if you don't mind. That hit the spot. Thanks, I appreciate it. I'm feeling better already. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Judging by your appearance, you aren't Erebonian. You must be from Crossbell, right? Oh, yes, sir. I lived abroad for a while, but I'm moving back to the city again. Speaking of which, are you two locals? Yep, we just took a trip to the Republic, so we're on our way back now. If you're coming back from living abroad, I doubt you'll recognize Crossbell. Indeed. The city has changed drastically over the past 2 or 3 years. I thought that might be the case. You see, I passed by the city more than a few times when I'm traveling by train. They've really added a lot of high-rises, haven't they? They have. After all, Crossbell has always been the leading trade city in Zemuria. Crossbell's ever-growing finance sector has made foreign investors more willing to provide funding for development. This trend only continued to skyrocket after that non-aggression pact was signed 2 years ago. Department stores, office buildings. With the mirror investments pouring in, these places popped up all over the city. Sure, these new facilities are a huge convenience, but people still struggle to adapt to the city's rapid growth. Everyone's always busy with this or that. It's as if we've become slaves to time and Mira. Oh, pardon us. I know it's been a while since you last saw your hometown. We didn't mean to ruin your return. Oh, please, no harm done. My friend told me similar things in his letters, but no matter how much it may change, Crossbell's my home. Of course. Impressive sentiment coming from someone your age. Compared to bright young men like you, these newly elected politicians are just... whether they side with the Empire or the Republic, they're nothing but a bunch of megalomaniacs. Can't trust anyone except old Mayor McDowell. Dear, calm down. Sorry about that, he tends to get carried away when it comes to politics. It's fine, those details are good to know. Sure, you can get the Crossbell Times internationally, but I'd rather hear about current affairs firsthand. Oh, another avid Crossbell Times reader, eh? They might cover every passing fad, but they write some impressive articles every once in a while. I wish they'd dive a bit deeper into the issues with Crossbell's diet, though. It seems like Crossbell is still facing a bunch of problems, huh? There are like a handful of animations in the game. My dream, though we can't do it yet, would be to upscale them and make them look a bit better than they do. Unfortunately, the PC version doesn't support that right now. We'd have to mod it, and other things take priority. To all our passengers, we will be arriving shortly in Crossbell City. Passengers bound for Laburo and Rimaferia by airship, please make your way to the airport upon arrival. Additionally, in accordance with the Zemurian Railroad Corporation, this train will remain at Crossbell Station for 30 minutes upon arrival. Passengers bound for Erebonia, please complete the entry application and submit them to the inspection officer. Sounds like we're almost there. I'd rather not see any of those Imperial soldiers' ugly mugs, so let's get off as soon as we can. Will do. It's been 3 years since then. I made sure to keep in contact with Cecile, but... Guy, Cecile, I'm finally back. Back to Crossbell, our home.
数え
Prologue, Special Support Section. Welcome to Crossbell Station. So fun fact, you're going to notice it because it's already happening. But because of the way Zero and Owl were developed with fixed camera angles, because you can't alter the camera on PSP because there's not enough analog controls, sprites in this game tend to hover over the ground, and it's a lot more noticeable in this game than it ever was in Sky. Station Street, name subject to change. That's a complicated issue. Welcome to Crossbell City. A location that could not be any more different than anywhere we went in Liberl. Crossbell City's general modernness is night and day compared to even the most advanced Liberalian cities, even Zeiss or Grand Cell. This city is huge. Wow, it really is different around here, huh? I can hardly even recognize the shops. Oh, what's that building over there? That's the Orbital store, reopened last year it did. They handle everything from the latest Orbital devices to Orbital vehicles. They got doodads from Erebonia, Calvert, Liberl, heck, even Epstein. You name it, they've got it. Pretty impressive. You know, I've also noticed a lot more cars in the streets. You would hardly see them 3 years ago. You're sharp, you, but even now they're only ever used by rich folk. Lucky for us, public transportation has improved dramatically over the years. It only takes 30 minutes to reach the hospital to the south by bus. How convenient. It's amazing how much can change in just 3 years. Well, let's say our goodbyes here. You still have to report in for your job, right? Oh, right, I nearly forgot. Let me carry your luggage home, at the very least. Oh no, I won't stand for that. Back in my day we lived by a code. Early is on time is late, and late is unacceptable. She's right. No matter what you do, first impressions last. Remember that, son. Okay, I give up. You make a good point. Oh, that reminds me. Seeing as you just returned, do you have a place to stay? If you don't, I can introduce you to the inn over on East Street. Lovely place. I appreciate the offer, but I already have accommodation set up. My things have probably already arrived there by now, too. Oh, good for you then. Well, the two of us live near the end of East Street. Feel free to drop by in case you need anything. I'd be ecstatic to lend you a hand. I'll keep that in mind. Once I'm settled in, I'll make sure to stop by. Thank you. I mean it. Of course. Take care, lad. Hope to see you soon, dear. Wait a minute. So it's still in one piece. I wonder if the Crossbell Times moved into something less decrepit by now. Sure brings back memories. It really sticks out between all these new buildings, though. Well then, better get a move on. Lloyd took out a letter from his pocket. Officer Lloyd Bannings, you are assigned to the Crossbell Police Department's Special Support Section. Please report in for duty on the designated date. CPD HR Department. That's our hero, Lloyd Bannings. Special Support Section? I don't remember that name ever popping up during my time at the police academy. I mean, I didn't even get a uniform. What kind of division is this? Oh well, I guess I'll find out soon enough. Good thing the police department hasn't moved since I was here last. Alright, let's do this, Lloyd Bannings. We're cops! Lloyd's actually a pretty impressive recruit. Recent graduate of the Crossbell Police Academy. Here for his first day at the CPD. The Crossbell Police Department. I've been here a few times before. Hard to believe that this is going to be my workplace from here on out. Well then, enough standing around. I should go introduce myself to the reception desk. Yeah, we have control. We can't really do much with control. I guess I could throw on equipment, since I have some really good ones. Where's my Grail Locket? Tons of accessories that we're familiar with are still in 0, but there's a lot of new ones. Right around now is when Falcom started to get really creative and add a bunch. What do I want? I guess I could go for Gladiator Belt. CP might be useful early in the game. Good day, and welcome to the Crossbell Police Department. How can I help you? Well, my name is Lloyd Bannings, and today's my first day on the job. It's nice to meet you. Oh, is that right? That's wonderful. I'm always happy to see new members joining the force. But this is pretty abnormal. There's no information in the system about a new recruit coming for assignment today. Are you sure you weren't supposed to go to the Crossbell Guardian Force? Yes, I'm positive that I've been assigned to the Crossbell Police Department. If you need proof, I can show you my detective qualifications I earned at the police academy. Wow, you managed to pass the detective exam? That's amazing. It's not every day you see a newcomer this qualified. No, it's not a big deal. I'm pretty sure I just got lucky. And besides, I was apparently the only person that took the exam this time. Oh, come on. No need to be so modest. But this is really bizarre. We should have been notified of your assignment already. Pardon me asking, but do you know what division you've been assigned to? Oh, about that. I think it was called something like the Special Support Section? The Special Support Section? Do we even have a division with that name? Wait, it doesn't even exist? Please wait a moment, if you will. I think I've heard that name somewhere, but I'm having a hard time remembering. Oh, you made it. Ah, Chief Sergey. Nice to see you, friend. You can leave him to me. He's one of the recruits from my division. Oh, I see. So you're in charge of this brand new special support section, right? Yep, I'm looking forward to working with you. Then again, who knows if this team will last more than 6 months. Oh. Sir? I'm Sergey Liu, Chief of the Special Support Section. So you're Lloyd, huh? Yes, sir. My name is Lloyd Bannings. Reporting for duty to the Crossbell Police Department Special Support Oh, no need for the formalities yet. Huh? It's a little early to be reporting in for your assignment. Just follow me. Your new partners are waiting. Okay? Well, best of luck? It sounds like you might have some trouble, but work hard and I'm sure you'll be fine. Thanks. My nerves are starting to kick in. Let's meet the gang, shall we? Our big, brand new police division, which only has 3 other people. Oh. Would you look at that? Our big stars finally arrived. Sorry for the wait, everyone. This is our last member. Oh, just stand there. Introduce yourself. Right. Huh? All 3 of them look too young to be senior officers at the CPD. Are they also rookies? Then again, that girl looks like she's too young to even be a part of the force. Hey, you got cotton stuck in your ears? Give them a little introduction, got it? Sorry. My name is Lloyd Bannings, and I was born in Crossbell. I've been living abroad until a short while ago, but I decided to return home in pursuit of joining the CPD. I'm looking forward to working with all of you. Oh, got a serious dude on our hands, eh? Yo, I'm Randy. Randy Orlando. My hobbies include flirting with lovely ladies, gambling, and checking out sexy new mags like Hotshot. You know, that kind of stuff. Remind me later and I'll let you take a peek at some of my prized collections when this is all said and done, eh? You're what? Ahem. Pleased to meet you. My name is Ellie McDowell. I'm Crossbell, and much like yourself, I look forward to working with you. Likewise. Tio Plato, Lamont State. A pleasure to meet you. Yeah, you too. Chief Sergey. What do you want? I've been wondering, what exactly is the special support section? It's clear as day that everyone here is fairly young, myself included. Well, we're in a unique situation here. After all, everyone at this table is a promising newcomer to the police force, just like you. That should calm your nerves, no? I guess so. Hopefully everything turns out alright. Well, I, for one, am extremely grateful we don't have any preachy old-timers bossing us around. What in the world is this? I can't shake this bad feeling I have about all of this. Sergey here. That's so. Appreciate it. Is that a portable communication device? Hard to believe technology like that has already been developed. Yeah, that's new. We didn't have cell phones in Liberal. Yes, Roger. You can leave the rest to us. Alright, Greenhorns, time to perk up. So you've been wondering what kind of responsibilities the special support section is going to have, huh? I imagine this little mission will give you a good idea. Get ready for a hell of a ride. Station Road? Told you, name subject to change. It's complicated. Does he want us to follow him down the stairs? What exactly is down there? He said that he'd leave it to us. Don't tell me he's expecting us to fetch stuff or something dumb like that. Behind that door is the Geofront, a vast network of tunnels running underneath Crossbell City. Your mission is to make your way through it. Huh? Could you tell us why we're doing this? Yeah, what's this have to do with anything? For starters, it'll serve as a test to evaluate your combat skills and overall aptitude. The Geofront's home to some pretty weak monsters. It's your job to dispose of them and reach its deepest section. That makes more sense. Combat test, huh? Fine by me. Wait a second. Test or not, why are we the ones going into an area infested with monsters? Isn't that a job for the Guardian Force? I'll admit that this isn't your typical outing as a detective, but you're members of the Special Support Section, making a different story altogether. I'm not sure I follow. We'll talk details later. First things first. Sergey handed over some kind of portable device to each of the 4 officers. Is this what I think it is? A new armament model, perhaps? Damn, it's pretty slick. I like it. So the Enigma, a 5th generation tactical orbment, is finally ready for combat? I guess so. The Foundation's shipped them out a couple of days ago. And they've already been adjusted to fit your individual aptitudes. As for how to use them, Tio, you're up. If I must. Were you also supplied with quartz for this particular model? Yeah, it's not much, but here you go. Receive quartz of each type. Also, you won't get far without this. Receive Geofront A key. Let me know once you've taken care of the monsters. We'll talk more after that. Oh right, I better hand these over to you too. Receive Detective Notebook and Combat Notebook. About the Detective Notebook. The Special Support section automatically records events that happen throughout the game in the Detective Notebook. Check the contents by selecting Detective Notebook after opening items from the camp menu, or by pressing square and left on the field. Rybus would get mad at me if I didn't mention that button prompt changes depending on your settings. So you can set it up for keyboard or Xbox or even the Switch Pro controller, whatever you want. You can also read the manual, so please check it out. About the Combat Notebook. The special sports section automatically records the data of each enemy you fight in the combat notebook. Like the detective notebook, you can view its contents by selecting combat notebook under items, or by pressing square plus right on the field. Wait, you're leaving already? Oh, my bad. Lloyd, you're the leader of the team for now. Me? Why? You're the only certified detective here, so good luck, guys. Yep, that's true. Lloyd is the only true police officer out of these four. He's the only one who graduated from the academy. Sure drew the short end of the stick, huh, Lloyd? Although it is reassuring to have a proper detective on the team. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, Detective Bannings. You too, Ellie. Could we maybe drop the formalities, though? We're all about the same age, more or less. You think so? I'm 18. Same here. Well, what about you two? I'm 21, but you wouldn't ever catch me caring about formalities. Let's make this thing a success, guys. Of course. It's good to have you two. And that leaves you, Tio. Mind telling us? 14. Will that be a problem? No, of course not. Wait, 14? So you do have a problem with it. She looks the part, doesn't she? It's hard to believe that you're already a police officer at that age. No, back up. This doesn't make any sense no matter how you look at it. You have to be at least 16 before you can even join the police force. How can someone who's barely graduated from Sunday school become a police officer? Because I'm not one. I was transferred here by the Epstein Foundation for testing purposes. What? Didn't Epstein make these orbits we just got? Oh, I think I understand. I've heard that Crossbell City has been cooperating with the Foundation on a large-scale project for several years. Correct. The Orbital Network project. While somewhat related, the reason for my transfer is this. And that's a mechanical staff? Correct again. It's called an orbital staff. I was transferred to test this weapon's effectiveness in real combat scenarios. Do you understand now, Lloyd? You're telling me you're going to fight with this thing? For a certified detective, you are exceptionally slow. I believe I made myself clear. What do you fail to comprehend? Come on, guys. Figuring like this won't get us anywhere. I don't know exactly how dangerous this Geofront thing will be. So how about we come up with a strategy before we head in? I'm still not sure how to feel about all of this, but we should focus on our mission. You're right. Arguing is pointless. I'm sorry, Tio. If I offended you in any way, please accept my apologies. It's fine. Your reaction was justified given the situation. Now, back on topic. As I said, I will be utilizing my orbital staff to fight. What weapons do you three use? My choice of weapon, huh? Well, I specialize in these. Some sort of police batons? Tonfas, eh? That's an Eastern weapon. Heard they're specifically designed for self-defense and suppression, rather than offense. I see. A fitting choice for a police officer, then. I tried out other weapons, but these felt the most natural. So, what about you two? Right. Take a look. An orbital gun. It appears slightly dated, though. Maybe, but you can't deny its charm. It's something I continue to have customized for competitive purposes. It may be an oldie, but its precision is unparalleled. Huh, you look confident. That's good. Now, let me introduce you to my partner in crime. That's quite the weapon, Randy. It looks similar to the halberds used by knights during the Middle Ages. I have seen them in our factories before. It's equipped with a unit that converts orbital energy into shockwaves. Bingo! This baby's called a stun halberd. Its weight can make it difficult to get the hang of, but it's unmatched in terms of raw power. Impressive. Well, while I still don't quite know how Tio's staff works yet, I think overall we make a pretty balanced team. I think so too. That's probably the reason the four of us were put on this team in the first place. The chief may look like a bum, but there's more to him than meets the eye. I concur. I will save the explanation of my staff's specifications for another time. For now, would you like me to explain how our tactical orbits work? Please explain. It's more or less the same. That'd be great. Very well. Basically, an orbit is a device that uses orbital energy to generate various phenomena. From simple lighting, cooling, and heating systems, to engines that power cars and trains, all of them require energy output by orbits. The so-called tactical orbit is essentially a small portable orbit that is specifically designed to be used in combat. The ones we received are the newest models, which were developed by the Epstein Foundation. Like its predecessors, it functions by drawing power from crystal circuits called quartz. Quartz are created by processing septium fragments known as sepith. Once they're made, they can be placed into the actual orbits. Didn't Chief Sergei hand you some before he left, Tio? Indeed. All we have to do is set them into the slots in our orbits. The elemental value and combination of quartz will determine which orbital arts are available to the user. Arts can be more effective than melee attacks depending on the monster. That's why we should properly configure each of our orbits before tackling the Geofront. That's something to keep in mind while engaging combat. Even the Bracer Guild and Guardian Force use them. No reason why we shouldn't, huh? One more thing. Tactical orbits are fine-tuned to each individual user, meaning that the circuit layout varies from person to person. For example, some slots are restricted to quartz with a specific elemental attribute. The sepith lines may differ as well. If we opened our orbits, we could see that they are not identical. As for arts, it will be better to learn about those during actual combat, so I will stop my explanation here. Thanks, Tio. That really cleared things up. You're welcome. I got a quick question. These newer orbits are pretty much just fancy older models, right? Crude, but yes. If you are familiar with older generation models, there should not be much of a difference. Hey, we got our first mistake in the script. Things subject to change. I'm going to be changing this right after we get done here. The only major difference from the older model is a few additional functions. And those would be... It's unnecessary for this job, so explaining would be a waste of time and energy. Let us instead focus on the task at hand. That just makes me even more curious. Okay then. Let's make sure our orbits are ready before heading into the Geofront. Once all of us have set our quartz, we'll get our first mission underway. Understood. Time to pop in some quartz. Please set quartz for each party member's orbit. You can do this by selecting orbit from the cat menu and then selecting quartz. So I'm not going to get too involved with this because obviously all of my quartz from my previous playthrough carried over. So I'll be handling setting this up off camera. For now, we'll just throw a few in. Some high-level ones. As far as I know, I think they let you keep every quartz from your previous playthrough. I don't think there are any that, like, don't carry over. I think certain things in the game can't carry over into New Game Plus, but pretty sure all quartz are good to go. What do I even want? Throw in Defense 3. I usually build Lloyd towards Earth Arts. The door is locked. It looks like the door can be unlocked with the Geofront A sector key. Actually, there's one thing I forgot to do, and that's throw on everyone's equipment. I'll worry about accessories later. We're not going to need them. Not in the first Geofront section. Geofront A sector. So this is the Geofront, huh? I've heard rumors about it, but I wasn't expecting something this massive to be under the city. Phew, now that's a relief. Thought we were going to be trudging through some nasty-ass sewage, honestly. According to database reports, the Geofront's construction began at approximately the same time Crossbell ventured into large-scale urban planning 20 years ago. The entire system includes waterworks, sewage systems, and a waste disposal plant. It is also used to wire orbital cables and other modern tech. Well, it's safe to say that this place isn't at all what I expected it to be. Central Square is directly above us, right? It's hard to believe that monsters are roaming around just under your feet. The area is usually sealed off, so monsters can't exactly wander onto the streets. However, there have been reports of maintenance workers being assaulted while working down here. Unfortunately, it seems the police are too busy at the moment to provide the appropriate countermeasures for these incidents. Wow, I had no idea. Could this be one of the reasons why the Special Support Section was created? I think I'm starting to see the big picture here. Our mission is clear. Regardless of whether this is a job for detectives or not, it's a job that needs to be done. You can treat this as a test if you want, but let's get it done properly. Oh, so formal. Still, he's right. We should take advantage of this mission to refresh ourselves with the basics, one step at a time. Roger. This machine found in dangerous areas is an orbit charging station. By inspecting it and selecting rest, HP and EP is fully recovered. When the party is in critical condition, try using these to recover. Alright, if we ever find ourselves in a pinch, let's come back here and heal up. Yep, same as it was in Liberal. And sometimes they get set up in really weird places and you're like, who put this here? But don't worry about it. I guess it makes sense in the Geofront though, given how this is modern. I should actually fight, shouldn't I? It would be a waste to not fight some enemies, though we don't really need to, just like in the Sky playthroughs. Unfortunately, we're not going to get battle tutorials in New Game Plus. We recently had to fix them too, because they kind of broke in the last build. Oops. So combat's more or less the same as it is in Sky. You can see, still have regular attacks, crafts, arts. We're still working on grid-based. Pretty basic. I think this is new. We got combat bonuses. Depending on how well you do in battles, you get a little bit more experience. I was not at base level 49 at the end of my last playthrough. I was getting pretty close to 50, so I didn't know that they apparently reset that when you beat the game. That sucks. Oh well. That's alright. My goal is to hit 50 on this playthrough, and it should be doable. There's a, like, challenge New Game Plus section where that should happen. Let's open this. Tear Bomb. Welcome to the Geofront. I promise this dungeon won't take as long as the other Geofront. I wrote that. At this moment, there are some chest messages in the game, but it's more of a proof of concept. Chest messages are like one of the last things that are gonna go in. Ah, there it is. We didn't get it on our first battle, but we got it now. Let's just waste a few turns here to use Team Rush, which is new to Crossbell. And left after Crossbell, they nerfed this out because it's too good. Usually when you get max advantage battles on enemies, usually one of the first 4 turns will have that appear on the AT bar. Try it again. Sometimes you get unlucky and you only get crits. Or it starts out in that first one and then you miss it on your first turn. That's always a bummer when it happens. There's something else I want to check. Doesn't look like it's happening. We've had a really annoying bug that, there it is. I didn't do that. See how the cursor went like way far away? I don't know what causes that bug. It's been there since we began testing, and it's still on the list of things to maybe try to figure out. It's not that bad, but if you're looking to use move to skip turns like this, which is a good idea when you know you're going to kill enemies in a single team rush, then it's just kind of annoying to, like, you want to mash through the buttons, but every now and then when you hit move, the cursor will be way off to the left or right or whatever. The Geofront team developed PTSD, arguing whether to name it the CPD or CSPD. That is true. That is very, very true. And this one... that's right, Ribos wrote this one. What? You thought that because it's a fan translation all you would find is the chest is empty? Please don't be alarmed. So the first like handful, like 5 to 10 are written by us as a proof of concept, but a lot of like the later ones are going to be everyone's submissions. But I can't remember how many there ended up being. I think just short of 2,000. And I don't know how many chests there are in the game, but it's not 2,000. It's maybe like, I don't know, 400, 500? That's a super rough guess. So in the coming weeks, when Ribos has some time, he'll be the one to start going through every spreadsheet to make sure that the best of the best make it into the game. This ladder leads up to Central Square, right? Yes, apparently so. For some reason, the database has a record of it. Man, I hate it when that happens. Why'd they leave it open? Who knows? Perhaps someone at City Hall forgot to close it. We should make sure to contact them after this. Definitely. There's a ladder that leads to the surface. It connects to the manhole in Central Square. So about the naming of the police department between CPD and CSPD, those of you who have played Zero no Kiseki before may have already noticed some weird things, some inconsistencies with how you used to know the game. Namely with textures. There have been more textures than I can count that have been altered in this version. And one of them, namely, is the outside and, well, including all of them, the outside and inside of the police department. There are several instances in Zero no Kiseki of the acronym CSPD, Crossbell State Police Department. But the problem is that Falcom, being Falcom, just interchangeably used two different acronyms to describe the police department. The official badge for the police department says CPD, which is what's on the back of the camp menu here. And I think is... can I, like, look at the detective notebook? No, I guess not. Well, yeah, you can kind of see it there. There you go. You can see the CPD logo in the back. And then you can see at the very top of the badge, it still says Crossbell State Police Department. Why did Falcom do this? No one knows. So we had to make a decision of, like, joke's on you. I didn't want it anyway. We had to make a decision of what should the acronym officially be. Is it CPD or is it CSPD? Well, like everything that goes into writing the script, the first move is always to reference other localizations. Have there ever been references to Crossbell's police department in official English games? The answer is yes. We have one instance in one release of Crossbell State Police Department, and a more recent game had multiple references to it. One was Crossbell Police, just Crossbell Police, and 2 were Crossbell Police Department without state. So there's no right answer in terms of like keeping consistent with localization. The deciding factors is for one, there are a lot of, from this point forward, there are going to be a lot of like official organizations in Zemuria that have 3-letter acronyms. So we wanted to keep consistent with that. But I think for me anyway, like some people, like fellow testers and other people in the Geofront would even disagree with me, that to me, one of the biggest like supporting reasons for it, in my opinion, why do they call it the Geofront if it's under the city? Thank you. I'll be here all game. God, what idiot wrote that? I don't know. My biggest reason for why I support it is that we have canonical like reference to the CPD's sister organization in other releases, which we heard about a couple times already, called the Guardian Force, the Crossbell Guardian Force, or CGF. So that organization is undoubtedly CGF, Crossbell Guardian Force. But just like the police department, there's some textures in the game where they say CSGF, and we're like, well, that's inconsistent and wrong. My reasoning was like, listen, if the police department and the Guardian Force are supposed to be 2 halves of the same coin, 2 sides of the same coin, so why would the Guardian Force be called the CGF, a 3-letter acronym, and the police department be named CSPD? It doesn't really make sense when you think about it. Whoops. Signs and equipment were left down here so that this place would be perfectly serviceable. Do you get the joke? Either you get the joke or you don't. Subject to change, I suppose. It's so dark. Did you guys hear that? Listen, someone's crying. Jeez, the hell's going on? Ain't this place supposed to be sealed off from the public? No point in complaining to me. As far as I know, the general public should not have access to the Geofront. Save the speculation for later. We need to find the source of that crying. Stat. Right. Let's find that crying. I want to go home. Oh my god, saving children in my Kiseki. I can't believe it. What do I do? If this keeps up, I'm... Hey, is someone there? Who's there? Thank goodness, someone really was in here. Are you okay? You aren't hurt anywhere, are you? Well, I hate it when kids cry. Poor kid. He can relax now that he's safe. Lloyd, I'll take care of this. Okay, go ahead. There. I know you were scared. Everything is okay now, I promise. We're all here. We'll protect you. I'm okay now. We took care of all the scary monsters outside. It's so dark and cramped in here. How about we head for the exit? Here, I can carry you if you want. Make sure to hold on tight, okay? I'm fine. I can walk by myself. You sure? You're such a brave boy. What's your name? It's Henri. Well, ain't this a charming sight? Well then, Henri, can you tell me how you ended up in a place like this? The Geofront should have been locked, so how did you manage to get inside? Well, we were playing near the big bell in Central Square. When we opened this weird lid on the ground, we found a ladder leading down here. And then... So you decided to see where the manhole led, huh? There is no record of that entrance in the database. I should add it when I have the chance. Back up just a second. You said we. Are you saying you didn't come down here alone? Yeah. My friend Ryu said we were going on an adventure. But when we got down here, we ran into monsters and got separated. Ryu. So that's the full story. Hold on 1 second. As you can see, we have a log, which if you've been keeping up with the updates on the Geofront blog, you already knew that, obviously. But yes, we're very proud of it, because it's obviously not in the base game. Every now and then I might open it in case I need to read something back for editing purposes. Lloyd, what should we do? Let me think. Yes, because Lloyd's a detective, there are multiple, what are we calling it again? That's right, DP, detective points. Sometimes you have to make decisions, you know, use your police intuition. Not that we didn't have that with Estelle back in Trials in the Sky, but I feel like it's a bit more common in Zero and Owl, to be honest. But still, what's the correct answer? Gotta search for the other kid with the boy. There's no time to waste. We should start our search for Ryu with Henri alongside us. Should we not prioritize getting this child to safety? You know, we could always split into 2 teams and go from there. We're running out of time. Dividing our strength in half wouldn't be a good call, given the circumstances. Ellie, can you keep an eye on Henri for now? Yes, leave him to me. If we come across any monsters, I won't let them lay a hand on him. We're going to find your friend, Henri, I promise you. It's dangerous to stay here alone, so can you be brave and tag along with us? For Ryu. Okay. I want to save Ryu too. Let's do this together. Good to hear. Alright everyone, this is now a rescue mission as well as an escort job. Let's be even more careful from here on out. Of course. Roger. Well then, shall we go find our other little adventurer? Henri has joined the party. If an NPC is KO'd in battle, it will be game over. Protect them at all costs. Boy, do you need to protect them at all costs. Because, as I have recently learned, there are times when you have guest NPCs with you where you will lose DP, not if they die. If they even get hit, you will lose DP. This game is super stringent about getting first, what are we calling it? First class detective? It's really hard. You'll take a lost child with you, but not me. I see how it is. Oh God, that was super real. Why did that happen? That was not the video, that was in the game. Let me take a screenshot here just so I remember that. That was super weird. The game's usually really stable, unless your PC sucks. So, right, first class detective. So I said in part 0, like, we should get every DP. That was before I finished my, like, testing playthrough, and I learned firsthand just how hard it really is. Like, I've heard the stories that, like, 0's a real pain to go for maximum rank. I somehow missed out on 9 DP, and I was testing the game. I talked to every NPC, I read virtually every line of text, and I still missed out on 9 DP. And some of them I found out about later in like certain quests that have like weird bonus requirements. And I got really mad. A couple of them were straight up bullshit. And I was like, wow, they really turned this down after 0. I think they turned it down in OW, to be honest. But this is probably like the harshest game. The second chapter had a really low threshold between like, was it A+ and regular A, or A and A- or something for your bracer rank? But I always felt like second chapters, like what they wanted you to do was always pretty clear. Battle scopes are one way you can scan enemies through the combat notebook. You should probably get on that, detective. Yes, let's look at the combat notebook, which maybe I shouldn't be looking at because among all the things that are like inserted into the game in English, the combat notebook is probably the one that's missing the most English text. So I bet, there you go, we got a monster in Japanese. We got several monsters in Japanese. And the reason for that is, like, it's, like, don't think like, oh, it's not translated. Like, I think it is. It's just that the edited version of it hasn't been inserted into the game. And there's certain things that are, as of 0.96, that are still in Japanese. But it's not because of like mistakes or translation or anything like that. There's some weird things like, for example, like lines of text that appear in in battles. Like take for example, like remember our buddy Gilbert. Gilbert would always like talk smack in battles, and he would like have lines he'd say for every little craft he does and stuff like that. Well, in this game, on a technical level, the way it works is that like those types of lines of text are actually really complicated to program into the game. So a lot of them that should be in English aren't yet, and they're among like the last things that have to be done. All right, let's do our little tutorial battle. Stay away from me! Somebody help! Please save me! Adios! This feels really familiar. Saving 2 boys in my early game dungeon. Ryu! Crap, we have to move now. I can't remember if this has a requirement. Let's charge at their backs. Everyone, charge at them! And if it was wrong, I'll just do it again off camera. We have the advantage in surprise, but remember, our top priority is that child's safety. Showtime! Let's go! Yeah, that had to have been right, given that I got a party advantage. So let's check out. Well, I can't even do crafts. Well, I can do like maybe 1 craft with Lloyd. Unfortunately, they don't start you off with a bunch of CP, which would have been nice, but oh well. Let's use Lloyd's basic craft. Tonfas, man. They're cool. Randy, as you could probably guess, is the powerhouse. Randy's the beat sick of the party. Ellie's pretty... No, Ellie and TR, I would say, are both much more attuned with arts. Let's just use a little something. And I got Icicle Edge. Might as well use it. There you go, some basic arts. There's some cool new arts in Zero now. There are also some things got taken out, like the reason you haven't seen me put it on yet, the quote courts no longer exist, unfortunately. Now, as you can see, I didn't even address it, but there are now field attacks. In the original versions of Sky, there weren't field attacks. They got added in the evolution versions, but whatever. But because of that, like, getting rid of monsters that are in your way is a lot easier now. But unfortunately, you can't just as easily run by them like you could in Sky with the cloak courts, because they could still run into you every now and then. Finally. That was tough. That gave us a bit of a hard time, huh? Let me sleep now. Whoa, that was freaking awesome! Ryu, are you okay? Yeah, I could have handled those monsters myself. I see you're safe and sound too. I'm glad to see you. That should have had a comma in it. Jeez, you're so slow, man. You would have been Monster Chow if I didn't come save you. You're one to talk? 2 minutes ago, you were this close to getting gobbled up. Wasn't this all your idea in the first place? Yeah, let's go in, Henri. Oh, what the heck is your problem? I remember you being the one talking so much about this Geofront or whatever. But I never actually wanted to go inside. Alright, break it up, you two. No more fighting. Sorry. I haven't seen you guys around town before. You're crazy strong. Are you new rookies or something? Huh? Real smooth, kid. But you know, shouldn't you show us some gratitude before anything else? We did just save your hide. Fine. Thanks for the save. They weren't even able to hit me once. That's bonus DP line right there. You guys are pretty good. Well, thanks. Although I can't really tell if this flattery is genuine or not. We made it out in one piece. That's what matters. Shouldn't we hurry out of here while we have the chance? Yes, we should. I think this is as far as we can go in A sector. Besides, we've seemingly completed Chief Sergei's mission too. True. Well, no way in hell I was expecting something like this to go down. After we get these rascals home, we should report back to the police department, yeah? What's wrong? Well, I'm just wondering, are you guys really rookies? Yeah, we are. Is it that easy to tell? We aren't required to wear uniforms. I'm impressed that you noticed. Huh? Uniforms? Wait a second. Are you not from the guild? What? By guild, you mean the Bracer Guild, right? What? Do you honestly think we'd be talking about the Fisherman's Guild? Are you kidding me? You aren't bracers? No, we aren't. We're all new recruits at the Crossbell Police Department. Huh? You're the frickin' police? No way, why in the world would police officers be patrolling the Geofront? Well, it's sort of an odd situation. While we were on a mission in here, we ran into Henri in a ventilation duct. But what's so strange about the police being involved here? Oh, you gotta be pulling my leg! Everyone knows the police are famous for being a bunch of cowards. What? Dad's always saying that even though they act all high and mighty, they never actually help anyone. He told me that in times of need, I should always count on the bracers. Of course. Ryu, don't be rude. Does it matter if they're policemen or not? They're the ones who saved us, after all. Yeah, I know that. I just thought that some new rookies from the guild came to save us, that's all. Sounds like people with pretty, passionate feelings about the cops, huh? Hold up. We got a problem here. Huh? Above us? Oh no! What the heck? Crap. This the head honcho? It's enormous! The door behind us is locked. We cannot get away. Damn, at this rate. Hey, what's the plan? Even if we go all out, we don't stand a chance with our current gear. I know that. Listen, I'll draw his attention. You guys take the kids and find a way out. What are you talking about? Are you insane? It's our only option. Randy, Ellie, take them and run! Are there really no other alternatives? No way. Hey, wait! Good grief. Self-sacrifice is admirable, but don't be too eager to meet your grave. Who are you? What's up, Crossbell Cassius? Holy! Unbelievable! My eyes couldn't keep up with him. Amazing! That was freaking sweet! You're the best, Arios! Woohoo! This is the greatest day of my life! Thank you for saving us, Arios! But why are you here? Well, I read a report that mentioned 2 kids were seen entering Central Square's manhole, so I decided to look into it. What you did was incredibly foolish. What would you have done if no one showed up to rescue you? I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Well, you 2 are unharmed, so we'll leave it at that. It's late. Let's get you home. Sounds good to me. Right. What's the matter? You aren't intending to stay down here, are you? Huh? Oh, no, we aren't. We'll head back with you if you don't mind. Good. No dawdling then. Never let your guard down until you're certain everything is over. Song is so dope. What's with that smug old coot? That guy had a strange aura, that's for sure. His physical abilities were anything but ordinary as well. Just who is he? So that's how he conducts himself. Oh, you know that guy? Only by name. Also, why are you calling me that? That's not my name. Just kind of felt like it. Fancy name for a fancy lady. So, you gonna spill the beans or what? Who was that guy? If I'm not mistaken, that was Arios McLean. I've read about him in the Crossbell Times more times than I can count. He's an A-rank bracer who operates out of the Bracer Guild's Crossbell branch. Always able to finish any task perfectly, gaining the trust of the public eye. People call him the Guardian of Crossbell. The Divine Blade of Wind, Arios McLean. Crossbell Cassius in more ways than one. That man is a divine blade of the 8 leaves. And when we pick up next time, we'll see where the story goes from here. Didn't that feel familiar? Didn't that kind of feel like Cassius coming in to be a big Gary Sue and save Luke and Pat from Ismelis Tower in FC? Falcom loves their frickin' tropes. They love to just pull the same cards over and over and over again. But anyway, I'll see you guys next week. Yes, next week. I know it's kind of a long time to wait, but I'm still doing weeklies because there's still a lot of work to be done. Behind the scenes, we're still fixing a lot of things, and I saw things in this last hour that I already want to change. A couple of... there was that one missing word that I said was a mistake, but I also saw some areas where I was like, oh, there should have been a comma there. Little things. So I'll get to work on that. And I don't know if we'll have a new build by the time we come back to this point, but we might. Anyway, see you guys in the next one.